All right, everybody, you're gonna have to excuse the traffic out on the street. It's a weekend, and so we get a lot of traffic here on Saturday and Sundays. This car was a lot of fun to build. It's not often that you have a customer that checks every box. We've had a couple of those, and they can be frustrating and they can be very rewarding. This was a little of both. But in the end, as this car really started to come together, I think we can all agree that the choices made, especially the paint color, and I'm going to say this to everybody out there. If you've got a good painter, trust your painter, okay? And I will say that when I've just trusted Miller and said, here's the car, what do you think? I've never been disappointed. I did that on Slytherin, and we did the same thing on this car. And because of the wheel color and the combination of the wheel choice on this car, this color was perfect. So here, let me turn the camera around and give you an idea of what this thing looks like. And you're gonna keep seeing me in the reflection in the shadows. This was by far the best light of the day. It's just past noon, and so the sun is just above the car. And keep in mind, this is the end of January, and so the sun is relatively low in the southern sky. So the sun is just hitting this car perfectly. But if you look right here, look at all the gold that the sunlight picks up and just matches with those wheels. It's utterly amazing. A lot of the other appointments that we did inside the car, we do these on as many cars as we can, but the vinyl top on top of the trans tunnel just blends in with the carbon fiber dash and the fabric on the seats. That stitching on the seats is also a gold color or a bronze color, and so it just ties the whole car together. The center emblem on the steering wheel, this is a metal embossed 25th anniversary wheel center, and same thing, it just blends in with the car beautifully. We did one of our shifters. This is actually the last one we have of the old style shifter. The glove box, as much of a pain in the ass that glove box was, we got it all done and complete, and it really looks nice in combination with the carbon fiber dash. The side louvers, we left those bare just to add a little contrast to the rest of the car, along with the side pipes. The side pipes will turn a little gold on the front here where the collectors come together, and with the paint they just pick up that gold color again, and really came out nice. The owner's got the full bumpers on this car. Again, I want to warn you guys, if you do the full bumpers in the Mk4, they've changed the front bumper, and now you have to drill and tap new holes into the overriders in order to get those to fit. Make sure you do that before you try to mount that bumper. You're going to have nothing but trouble. So that's all done. I think the owner said something that he's not real tickled with the standard headlights that came in the Mk4 kit, but that's one of those things that I think he'll have no problems upgrading on his own. And so we put the stock ones in there, and so they're in and they look good. Wow, I'm just tickled with the way this car turned out. Let me raise the hood, and we'll talk about what's under the hood. Now we got a little breeze going on here. I hope it's not going to screw up the audio. So what do we have under the hood? The short answer is yes, everything. We have every imaginable thing under this hood that you can think of, starting with the Gen 3 Coyote, which can be a little bit intimidating because it's got quite a bit of wiring. It's got a dual fuel system. It's got the variable valve intake manifold, and so that in itself can be a treat. And then remember, we had some issues with headers on this. The headers that were originally sent on the car, sent with the kit, did not match up with the bolt flange for our heads, and so they had to go back, and we had to have a new set shipped from Factory 5, and those fit perfectly. We have an aftermarket heater in this because with the glove box we were unable to get that heater to fit in the real estate that we had available. So we went with the Summit hot rod heater kit, and then we have wipers on this car too. So that just kind of added to the aggravation over in this side of the car, where we also have all of the Coyote wiring and control pack. We have a set of triple reservoirs from Mk4 that we worked with him to iron out the fittings on the bottom to get those to go into our Willwood pedal assemblies. So if you call Mike now, he's got a set of accessories for the hoses that will come right out of the bottom of those reservoirs and get you tied into your Willwood pedal assembly. We've got the Moroso expansion tank and all of the custom hoses that we researched in order to get everything to be as close to stock appearance as we could. If you remember, we did our own design cooling hose on the bottom, and we used 2012 F150 upper hose that ties right into our Factory 5 radiator. So that'll kind of get us all caught up under hood. So let me get that all closed up, and we'll talk about the trunk. Little shameless plug here. So in the trunk, what we did was we used the Factory 5 trunk struts, just as they were designed to be used. I'm not really happy with the way they attach at the front, but you know what, they work and they keep the trunk deck lid open, so that's good. We've got a tilt switch for our trunk lights. So if you look over here, our trunk lights are on, one there, one over here, and those turn off when the trunk lid goes down. We did our drop trunk mod. So I know a lot of you guys know that there is an aftermarket solution for this. Ours is about, I think it's about 100 square inches bigger than that one, if I measured correctly. Ours is deeper and it's wider. Ours goes all the way to basically the side of where the gas tank sits. So the gas tank bumps up about this position here, and ours goes right down next to it. It gives about an inch of room between the side of the upper part of the gas tank and the drop trunk wall. And then ours goes all the way to the side frame rail over here. It drops down almost a full 5 inches. And then what we did on this car to gain just a little bit more room, and you can hear it, we didn't put heat and sound mat on the bottom because we gained just that little bit of extra room in here. We decided that on this one we were just going to do the powder coated panels for both the fuel tank sending unit and the fuel pump. So if those ever need to be serviced, a couple rivets get drilled out and you can get in there no problem. And then the last thing we did is we added one of our custom fabricated covers for the bottom of the trunk deck lid to cover up any wiring. And everything came out real nice in here. We've got some extra wires, some extra circuits for the car owner that he requested. So those are just sitting here waiting for him to decide what he wants to do with those. All right, last few things inside the car. We dyed the check straps. And it's really not a dye. It's a vinegaroon solution. So basically you take white distilled vinegar and you let some rusty metal pieces bake in that solution, that white vinegar solution, for a few days, and then you brush the solution on and it turns the leather this black color, but it leaves the stitching unaffected. And so we did that on the check straps. We've got our lights that we put in here that are attached to our headlight switch, and that allows the owner, the car owner, to have lights in the cockpit if he ever needs light in the footwells. You drop something on the carpet, something like that. We did the Mk4 AC pedals on our Willwood pedal box, and then that was for the brake and the clutch pedal. Mike went ahead and sold us an orphan pedal. We were able to mount that on our Coyote accelerator pedal. It took a little bit of work, but we got it on there. It's a little tight in there, but I think it's something that the owner will be able to get used to over time, and they really look nice. The last thing that we have that I didn't talk about, and I'm usually not really excited about cup holders because I don't like drinking anything in my car anyway, but we did add some 3-inch cup holders for the car owner. He is a coffee freak, so he can't go anywhere without his coffee, and so he wanted to make sure that he had a cup holder to put it in, so we got him 2 of those. And other than that, the car is done, guys. Everything really came out just beautiful on this car. I say that with every car, but you know, every one of these cars and the owners almost become like family. And so by the time you get a car done, you've spent, you know, 8, 10, sometimes 12 months with the car owner, you know, talking back and forth and making decisions on, you know, what to put here, what to put there, how, you know, how to do things. And so it's very rewarding. So I'm going to do one last walk around the car and then we'll head in. All right, so this one's done. The owner at this point is scheduled to pick up the car next weekend. I think he's going to be here on Saturday. We'll see. We may do another video, a reaction video, to see what he thinks of the car when he shows to pick it up. So I want to thank you guys all for watching. We really appreciate all of the views and the growth of the channel. You know, these videos are easy. And I don't want to make light of the car and how beautiful it turned out, but it's those videos that I do for you guys every week, showing you how I've done things on the car. Those are the ones that really take the work. This one, walking around the car and just talking about it, they're easy. So when you look at some of these other channels and you know, all you're looking at is a pretty car, just know there's a lot of work that went into getting those cars to that point. And a lot of these guys that are building these cars, not just the pro builders, but the guys that are building these in their own home, you know, their own home garage, cut them some slack, you know, because it's a lot of work, not only to build the car, but then to have a camera in the face. And so all your mistakes are public. Everybody gets to see those. So keep that in mind the next time you watch, you know, some of these videos, regardless of whose channel they're on. I respect every one of these guys that are doing the YouTube thing. It's not easy. If you're enjoying the content here, though, please do the like, the share, the subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.